What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life NTV. I am Poetry. You are here for a recap on the run. This is for Queen Sugar, Season 6, Episode 3. You Will Come Back Different. So, basically what we have right now is if you could dream with them, if you can go into their dreams and dream with them deeply, you will come back different. That's basically the titles that we have right now, connecting each other together. I'm doing this recap on the run because I almost didn't even give y'all anything on this episode. And it's not necessarily the acting is bothering me. It's not even necessarily the story writing is bothering me. It's the disconnect that's bothering me, which tells me the editing and production teams have fallen off. And I kept saying the writers are doing something wrong. The writers are doing something wrong. I think the writers are possibly doing their thing, but they are editing these scenes and production-wise, that's not seeming to make sense. Let me go back for a second, because that's not true, because the writers are somewhere, somehow, unless this is because of production, are missing key moments that are just being dropped off like they didn't happen. And we as viewers, because we love the show so much, it's supposed to just forget about that shit. This is one of the problems I had with the TV show Power, because shit didn't stuff didn't make sense. And then as I'm watching it, I start to question it, because these are things that I want answers to that y'all built us up for, and then everything just drops off. So all of our theories so far may be wrong. I'm still thinking this is a whole dream, this whole thing, but it may be that they just living in a nightmare that they awake in. You know what I'm saying? I can't get my back of my seat up. Okay, that's better. I usually lean. I usually have a gangster lean when I'm driving, but my back is still having problems, so I gotta adjust the way I sit. Oh, I'm late today. I overslept today, y'all. I overslept today. And I got finally, after a year and 9 months, the Martin Lawrence comedy show is tonight. Finally. Okay, so that's why I'm not doing this, sitting at home doing this as well. You would come back different. Prosper is home from the hospital. So the scene that we saw with Ralph Angel in the hospital, he was woke and walking around with no bandages on, no machines. Nobody knew that he had came out the coma. No family had known he had came out the coma. There was no doctors, going around, or nurses going around with him trying to make sure he's making it to the bathroom safely. No scarring, no bruising, no swelling of the head. None of that happened. Prosper just fine. This elder is just fine after having fallen on the ground, hitting his head so hard that blood was pooling underneath it. They are leading us to believe that he just fine. And Ralph Angel was able to walk into that hospital with no mask on around this patient during COVID. That's what they want us to believe. So we're going to move on with that. Well, he's home. And the entire Bordelon family is there at his house. And everybody's happy except for Billy. Because Billy could see the overabundance of love and outpouring that he has displayed for this family. Now, they didn't show us when Prosper and Billy first saw each other. Like when he came out the coma and saw that his daughter was there by his side, they didn't show us that reaction. That is something that we needed to see, because they are building this storyline between Prosper and Billy, that they have this great tension and animosity towards one another. Like, what's his name? Prosper is believing that he didn't love her enough coming up as a child, as a youth, and there seems to be some great tension there We needed to see the moment when he woke up and saw the daughter that he didn't think would be by his side, or that he pushed away from his side. We needed to see that moment to connect why she is feeling such disconnect by standing there watching the family. And I think it was Charlie is the only one that noticed how she was acting or reacting. And Charlie was like, everybody just loved them to prosper. And she like, yeah, he loved them some water loans. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily think that she's jealous of the border loans. I think that she's in pain or in hurt of the fact that her father doesn't show her that type of love, that type of affection. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna beat this propane truck. You go ahead on, sir. So that moment there really just like, I felt weird. I felt odd. I was like, I'm missing. Why are they editing out these scenes? Did they not record them at all? Did the writer's table said, no, this was that wasn't important? Let's go ahead and cut that out. Who is on the chopping block in the writing room? Who's on the chopping block at the editing table in production? Because something is missing for us, or at least for me as a viewer, to how to connect these storylines in full and totality. Because then later on, I'm probably gonna go by person instead of in order. Because then later on, Ralph Adrian is dealing with the doggone EPA and the money that's supposed to be provided to the black farmers, and Billy is there. Prosper told Billy to stand in his place. She is a legal assistant or a paralegal back in Chicago, so he wanted her to stand in his place. That again is not, I don't find any connection there, because if she's feeling slighted by her father, she's feeling like she is less than important. However, he chooses to have her stand in his place. Now, the way that they have been building this up for us is that he looks to the border loans to be that person, to be that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And the daughter who ain't been around, who you got some issues with, you're gonna have her stand in for you, and then be the legal mind to speak for the rest of the farmers. She's basically coming in filling in Charlie's role. Because remember, like I said, I thought Charlie and Billy had some similarities. And Charlie used to be the one standing in for the farmers and speaking for the farmers. So now Billy is going to be that one standing in and speaking for the farmers. And I'm not sure if Charlie is impressed or put off by the fact that she's doing it. She's being you. She's being you, pretty much. So, who else am I going? Is that all that's got to do with Prosper? That's pretty much all got to do with Prosper right there. As far as Ralph Angel is concerned, they hard up for money, y'all. Him and Darla hard up for money. They got the doula out there speaking to them. The doula breaks down the difference between the midwife and the doula. The doula is there for the mama to make sure the mama's okay. The midwife is basically there for the baby. Okay, that's the basic explanation that she gave. The doula is expensive. It's gonna cost a whole lot of money. I don't know. I know people who are doulas, but I thought that most time people went through doulas because it was less expensive than going through a hospital facility. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a doula, you know, or you use the doula, you know. But this doula is expensive. Expensive, period, because they ain't got no damn money. Ralph Angel ain't working. Darla ain't working. It don't seem like they're getting unemployment checks. They should be getting the COVID unemployment checks right now. But for both of them, which was, I thought, $1,200 a month. It might have varied depending on where you live. They both should have been getting unemployment checks. Ralph Angel should have been able to get a PPE loan because he's a farm owner. But that's just me, you know, nitpicking right now. They hard up for money. And Darla like, you know, let's just eat our fucking pride and ask for help. which basically just ask Charlie for help. You know what I'm saying? Ask Charlie for help. But Ralph Angel's like, no, don't count me out. A lot of men feel that way. They feel like if they gotta go ask help from somebody else financially, that they not fulfilling their job as a man. Vi already told Ralph Angel down, telling him he was just a boy. And, you know, so now he's got to make sure that he does manly things. He has to be the head of his household and be the sole provider. The thing that one of the things that I said I still needed them to address is the white girl who saw Ralph Angel robbing the store, and then she identified him again in a later season, and that still hasn't came back to bite him in the ass. And now here we are with this new guy, Theo, who I thought Theo was going to be, what is her name? I want to call her Agnes. The one that's inside the hotel. I thought that Theo was going to be her husband. Even though he was Ralph Angel's friend from jail, I thought he was going to be her husband. But he wasn't, okay? So he comes in, and he's here at the real spot. When Hollywood asked Ralph Angel where did they meet, and they was like in jail, it seemed like Hollywood was giving old boy side eyes this whole time, the whole, you know, session. And it was warranted, but I don't know if that's what Hollywood was feeling, because they didn't let him express that to us. We just got looks. So Theo was like, all right, dude, you looking good, you know. Ralph Angel been out of jail now for how many years? It's season 6. I think it's 4 years later now. Ralph Angel's been out of jail. I forgot how old. Because Micah's 20 now, or Micah's 19 now. Micah's 19 or 20 now. He's 20 now. He was 16 when he came there. So yeah, 4 years. It's been 4 years total. That he's been out of jail, or at least that's from the time we met him. We forgot he just got out of jail when we met him. So this guy is now coming to him with an idea like, hey, I got this job. I need you to get in on this job. I forgot what Ralph Angel's original charges were, but we do know that Ralph Angel was hawking stolen cell phones back in the season 1 before 2. That Vi had to catch him on. So this job itself is almost the same thing. These people have Theo and his crew gonna steal some office equipment, and they want Ralph Angel to be the getaway driver. Pretty much, that's all you gotta do is drive the truck away. Yeah, and Ralph Angel's like, nah, I ain't about that life no more. I can't do nothing for you. I can't get in on it, right? However, so Theo did the dope man slide, slipped him $100 bill, said it's for the baby, and Ralph looked at this $100 bill like he ain't never seen one before in life. Like, this the type of money you got? He ain't give you no couple hundreds. He ain't slide he just gave you $100 bill. Like, that's for you. Let me go and break that 100 off. As if he was a little dope man on the corner. You know, when they trying to pay off the little teenagers to run their shit. That's kind of how he did him. Like, let me keep you a little something down so you can see what I'm working with. No, break me off some more than that for me to want to risk my life, my safety, you know, my family, to be a getaway driver in a fucking truck for some stolen damn office equipment. But it looks like because of all the financial situation that Ralph Angel going through, he may go back and at least talk to Theo about it. Because when they went to the court to find out what's going on with the money, there's a lot of claims going on right now. Now, this apparently is supposed to be money, or which I call reparations, but they didn't want to call it reparations for the black farmers for money that the EPA or the government owed them. That's reparations to me. But they argued over the fact, they argued the title reparation, which was stupid to me. The white boy showed up to the meeting. That became a big deal because they went in there with the tension of how come they getting no reparations and we ain't getting reparations, because this is money that's owed to them that the government had already stolen from them. Pretty much, it's basically the whole gist of it. But they found out because there's so many new claims being filed, they have to process each individual claim, and it may take another 6 weeks. And you may not even get the damn money. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're saying. So Ralph Angel and them is expecting this money to come like now. I don't know why. It's the government. I don't know why you expect the money to come like now. It's the government. Whether they right or wrong, they take forever. I filed my disability claim back in 1996. Do you know when I got paid my first disability check? 2016. They take their fucking time when they owe you something, and they ain't gonna pay you interest. Let me tell you that much, sir. Okay, so anywho, when Ralph Angel and them found out that they not finna get this money no time soon, that made me believe that the situation with Theo, when he offered to him a job and to get himself back in the game, that what the fuck, that Ralph Angel is going to consider it in some form or fashion. If he's not gonna consider the job with Theo, he gonna consider something on the illegal side of things, because that's what he used to do. So he probably could feel like he could ease back into it with no issue, and then maybe this time he won't get caught. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so Micah. Micah is struggling, baby. He is struggling. He's at the point of now where his PTSD is kicking off panic attacks. It just gradually builds on you, and you don't know what the fuck you feeling, and that shit hits you in the middle of your chest. You can't breathe, and you're sweating. Yeah, and then when you're doing all that shit, that makes you even more scared. So you're already scared about something. This security guard bumped into him. Mike is having a lot of damn security guards and officers bumping into him for some fucking reason. Why y'all so fucking close? But he had this attack right in front of his frat brothers. Again, the one I call his boo was there for him to try to talk him through and walk him down, calm him down. All his other brothers just stood around and looked. And Prouty was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Actually, that's the looks they was giving. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Y'all all supposed to be there for him, but only one of them came to his side. Nobody just tried to get no water, no cold towel to put on his back or nothing like that. Nobody even said call 911. It may have been a panic attack, but you don't know. Get an EMT out there or something, the school nurse, something, to find out why he going through these feelings and emotions. But old boy talked him through it, trying to get him to breathe, and needed to have him open up his airways. Somebody grab a paper bag, something, but he's really struggling with the trauma that he experienced with the police officer. This is another one that pissed me off. Aunt Vi and Hollywood storyline. Aunt Vi, she's still sneaking around, still giving money to the girl in the hotel who I'm calling Agnes. I'm not sure what her name is. Sorry, y'all. And I for some reason, I'm not caring to learn it right now. But she's sneaking off, making her bigger boxes of food. Every time she got this big ass box of food ready to go to this girl, Hollywood always seemed to notice it. But one other thing that he did notice too was this time Aunt Vi took money out of the register and stuck it in this box for this girl. So while Aunt Vi sneaking out the back trying to load this up, Hollywood was supposed to be going to take her some other business for Aunt Vi. It's something over at the real spot or something like that. He had to go pick up, or he had to get take over there, one of the two. Well, Hollywood decided to wait out back to see what was going on, and he saw Vi loading this shit up in the car. So he finally asked her, what the fuck is up, right? Well, next thing we know, we saw her take Hollywood over to the girl. She seemed terrified to see him there at first, and then it was all good once her son Gabriel started talking to Wood. That was simple. And the reason why Aunt Vi was sneaking around was so she wouldn't be judged. She didn't want to have that argument with him about being in somebody else's business all the time. And in Hollywood, his biggest issue, they didn't address his biggest issue was, why was you lying to me? You felt you had to lie to your husband. They resolved it. I guess they kind of in a happy place in the end. That was it. He went there and played with Gabriel, and all of a sudden, once Hollywood went there and played with Gabriel, Hollywood said to her, like, look, you didn't know if her husband was going to show up, and then you hear her gallivanting around by yourself, and you're not protected either. And, I'm by walking with the grace of the Lord on this. She walking by faith. She wasn't worried about that. So, now that this man has came by and saw Agnes. Now Agnes feel comfortable enough to go outside this hotel. The dude that was her husband that was beating her ass, they don't live in that parish. But I said they snuck away from wherever they lived and came to St. Joe. How she connected with Aunt Vi is still unclear to me. But she found her way to St. Joe. She found her way to safety, a safe haven. And now, since she's met Hollywood, she feel like she can come out of that room. That don't make no damn sense to me. What, do she see Hollywood now as her savior? It don't make no sense why you've been locked up and holed up in this hotel for all this time frame, and then the moment you meet Hollywood and Gabriel feels comfortable around Hollywood, you can come out of this doggone hotel room. So they over advised Prize Pass. You know, he playing with his dinosaurs or something like that, and on his motorcycle. And I guess they supposed to be eating, but I ain't see no food on the damn table. And then Hollywood come in and start, you know, chitter-chatting with Gabriel again. And everything's good. Everything's copacetic. Well, Hollywood got his spot going on at the real spot. Let's say his biggest issue was with Vi. But then, you know, we had the first meeting of the minds with the men. He had a nice little setup. First, didn't nobody want to talk. I don't know, y'all. I don't, maybe because I have not been in, I really don't sit in private spaces with men like this for the most part. But they was talking about how hard it is for black men to talk to each other. I don't know men like that. The black men that I know, when they get together, that is the time and the moment that they feel that they can let go. It's not that they automatically open up because they around other men. They feel like they're not finna be judged, that they could be understood, which is why a lot of men go to the barbershops. You know, watch a lot of men go to the golf course, that's why a lot of men just go, they do things like that together, because they even with football, that's why most men don't even like to have presence of women at football games, because they don't get to open up the way they want to. So the hesitancy or the idea that black men are scared to talk to each other, I didn't get that. However, I'm not a black man. So the black men that watch this show, y'all let me know, was that realistic for you in your own experience? That when you get into this setting, that you know this setting is for y'all as black men to open up and to be there for each other and to say whatever's on your mind, that y'all are hesitant to speak. I normally feel that happens when it's in mixed company, other races or women are involved as well. Then they may be a little hesitant to speak at that moment. But when they're around brothers, I don't believe. And mine is coming just from me just sitting in another room. The men get together, they open the fuck up with ease. It's like turning on a water faucet for them. But let me step into that room, they're gonna shut that water faucet off, or they're gonna slow it down. Okay, so there's that. Billy and Nova. All through this whole doggone thing, Nova, we found out Nova had somebody watching her. They send the pictures, put on her front porch, crossing her face out with the bullseye target on or whatever. So somebody is following her. The police is still harassing her. They threatening her life. That was confirmed in this episode with just that picture. Nova, after she said that Billy owed her, this is what Billy owed her for. Billy is the one that outed her to her daddy. And Nova has been holding on to that for 20-something years and hating Billy for this for 20-something years. That's why she felt like Billy owed her, because she's the one that outed her to her father, and she wasn't ready for those type of conversations. Okay. But Billy said, no, you hurt me too. And Nova was like, what the fuck I hurt you for? I didn't hurt you, do nothing to you. Well, apparently it's a rumor that Billy was messing around with Jimmy Dale, Aunt Vi's husband. I mean, to this day, they still talking about it like it's possibly true. Well, from what Billy says, it wasn't a choice. She was 18. She was a child. He was a 33-year-old man. She didn't choose to sleep with Jimmy Dale. Basically, he raped a girl and went around town spreading rumors of how good her cooch was. You know what I'm saying? And he may have done it over and over again. And people took that as a relationship. She wasn't voluntarily involved with him. But when she went to go tell her daddy, He didn't believe her. When she went to go tell Aunt Vi, she didn't believe her. You know, everybody just chastised her as being this little whore, sleeping around with Vi's man, this abusive ass bitch. And even Nova, her friend, didn't believe her. So the one person that she was able to talk to was Ernest. Now, whether Ernest believed her or not, she don't know, but at least he listened to her. And she said she was hurting so bad that her best friend, which was Nova at the time, treated her like she was the town slut, like everybody else. Then, yes, she told her daddy about her liking girls. That's what their whole beef was. This whole situation with Davis and I don't get it. This man hurt your family, man hurt Charlie to the core. There was rape involved. There was another child outside of the marriage who was not there involved. And y'all just open him back up with loving arms, welcome him on back in, like, hey, we so glad you back. We missed you. I didn't get it. And this was a dinner to tell the whole family that they were back together. They posting on Instagram, letting everybody in the world know we together. Let the chips fall where they may. But where's Davis's daughter? Make it make sense to me. It don't. Not at all. I'm at work. That's pretty much the whole episode. The shit ain't making sense to me, y'all. It ain't connected. Dots ain't being connected. Which makes it aggravating. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. This has been Traveling Talk. No, it hasn't. This has been Queen Sugar. Episode 3. You will come back different. Talk to you again. Peace.